So to do more advanced animation with your model, I've gone ahead and made an After Effects folder and a Premiere folder. We're going to need these to be separate in order to not get confused with so many files. I've got my After Effects here. I've demonstrated this in class. I'll be doing a fresh tutorial on how to get a little bit of animation going in the background. But we want to put our model together with this. So let's do a little work with our model. For that, we're going to be using Premiere. That's the program that is going to let us composite or combine our model with this background. So to get started, when you start Adobe Premiere fresh, we're going to go to New Project. And it comes up with this special screen where it thinks like, just pick out your video and we'll start from there. That's not really what we're going to do. First of all, you want to have a good name, 240318, and this is going to be my model animation with background. Don't forget to put your name on it as well. Now, right now, it does not have a location set. It's going to give you a lot of options, but I recommend going down to choose your location so you can find your Premiere folder. So there's 3D modeling, and here we have Premiere. So giving it a good name, you can make yet another folder here if you're going to do several of these. But if you want to, you can just name this 240318, and again, composited model, something like that. Putting your name on it as well. Now that says folder, so I've actually given a good file name here. So I'm going to copy that and just select this folder so I can name it as well. So that's two different ways of getting where you need to, location and file name. Now there are plenty of other things we can do here. That initial sequence could be called master, but we're not going to select any particular video. That means that we are going to want it to be 1920 by 1080. So this initial sequence we have to create. File, new, sequence. By default, it may already be on AVCHD 1080p30. That's what I use in order to make my videos. There are other possible options, but I do have 720p for my screen to make everything a little larger for you. So I'm just going to press enter and notice the default name sequence 1. I wasn't really able to change that there. So let me just make this a little larger. So you can see that I've got sequence 1 here. I do have it on icon view. I'm going to now rename this just by double clicking on the name, I think here. So this is going to be my master. Now I'm going to bring in some video. In fact, I'm going to bring in a whole folder of videos so I can use someone's that has been rendered. So I'm going to go down, if you didn't know where these are, they're on Student Shared Hix Datatech. This is where I render them for you if it's a cycles render. Otherwise, you'll have your own video. And one nice thing here is I can import that entire folder all at once and then have my choice of which video I want to try to use for this tutorial. So it's a little hard to tell, which is why I had switched over to my icon view, and now I should be able to see some of these models. And because I'm just going to do the removal of the black for this particular tutorial, I'm going to choose one that doesn't have really dark parts in it there. So some really deep shadows can make that tough. Here's one that might work pretty well. So let's go ahead and drag that over to our timeline. I'm going to keep the existing settings. As long as we're both 1920 by 1080, we should be in pretty good shape. I'm going to zoom in here. And in fact, maybe window workspace and reset to my editing workspace. So I've got my preview, I've got the model spinning around, and I need a little bit more time. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a much longer video. But I've got my first video here. I am going to move it up to video 2 track. Because I'm going to need some color underneath there so I can tell when I remove that background.